Welcome back to Saltwater Stories, everyone. Hope you are ready for another adventure because today we are going on a journey to meet one of the ocean's most fabulous creatures.
Fabulous is right. And I think the kids listening are going to love this one.
I think so too. Today we are talking about the blue sea dragon.
Ooh, yeah, the blue sea dragon. I love these little guys.
And before we get into all the amazing details, can you just paint us a picture? What exactly are we dealing with here?
Okay, so picture this. This teeny tiny little creature, about the size of your thumb, but shaped like, you guessed it, a little miniature dragon.
Wait, hold on. It's a dragon.
Well, kind of. It's not a fire-breathing, flying kind of dragon.
Okay, good. I was a little worried there for a second.
No, nothing like that. This dragon is all about taking it easy. It just floats on the surface of the water.
Like a little pool floaty.
Pretty much. And the best part, it's this super vibrant, dazzling blue and silver. Almost like it's covered in tiny sparkling jewels. Like, you know how some fish have those scales that shimmer?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but even more sparkly and magical looking. Seriously, nature really outdid itself with this one.
I mean, I'm already hooked. And I'm guessing some of our younger listeners are too, especially if they love dragons.
Oh, for sure. And here's another thing that makes this little guy even cooler. This isn't some made-up creature from a fairy tale. This is a real, live animal.
Get out of here.
I'm serious. And it even has a real fancy scientific name. Glaucus Atlanticus. Say that 5 times fast.
Glaucus Atlanticus, Glaucus Atlanticus. Yeah, no, I'm tapping out.
I don't blame you. But even the name, it sounds a bit magical, don't you think?
It totally does, like something out of a Greek myth or something.
Exactly. And speaking of myths, instead of swimming around like most sea creatures, this little dragon just goes with the flow. It floats on the surface, letting the ocean currents take it wherever they go. It's like a tiny little surfer dude just riding the waves.
Okay, so it's tiny, sparkly, floats around, maybe even kind of cute. What's not to love? But there has to be more to this story, right? Something a little more dragon-y.
You're thinking those dragons have to have a little bit of fire.
Maybe not fire, but something a little, I don't know, fierce.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Don't let those delicate looks fool you. This tiny dragon has some seriously impressive survival skills and maybe a few secrets that might surprise you.
Okay, I am officially intrigued. Spill the tea. Let's start with that name, though. Glaucus Atlanticus. Can you break that down for us? It sounds like a mouthful.
Yeah, it is a bit of a mouthful. So the first part, Glaucus, comes from a Greek word.
Oh, fancy.
Right, and it means blue or bluish-gray, which, if you've ever seen a picture of this little guy, makes total sense.
It's blue.
Exactly. The name basically tells you what color it is.
I mean, it's no sea cucumber, but it gets the point across.
Uh-huh. And as for the second part, Atlanticus. Well, that just tells us where it was first discovered hanging out, the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, so the name's not just a bunch of fancy syllables. It actually tells us something useful about the creature.
It does. And these scientific names, they might seem complicated, but they're really important. It's like a secret code that scientists all over the world can use, no matter what language they speak, to talk about the same species.
It's like their own special language. Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
So no matter where you are in the world,
Yeah.
everyone knows you're talking about that same sparkly little dragon when you say Glaucus Atlanticus. Or about that sparkle. We can't just gloss over that. Bright blue with silver highlights? Come on. That's got to be one of the most dazzling creatures in the sea.
It sounds like it. I mean, I haven't seen one in person, but you're making me want to hop on a plane to the Atlantic and go find one.
You and me both.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That incredible color isn't just for show. It actually serves a really important purpose.
Okay, I'm listening. What's the secret behind the sparkle?
Camouflage, yep. You heard that right? That vibrant blue color actually helps it blend in with the water when predators are looking up from below.
Wait, explain that. How does being bright blue help you blend in?
Okay, so imagine you're a hungry fish swimming deep down in the ocean, and you're looking up towards the surface. All you see is this bright sunlit water. The blue sea dragon's bright blue color helps it blend right into that sunlight, making it super hard to see.
It's like it disappears into the light.
Pretty much. It's like a natural invisibility cloak.
That's so cool. Now, you mentioned something about finger-like things on its back. What were those called again?
Ah, yes. Those are called serrata. C-E-R-A-T-A.
Serrata. Okay, got it. Now, do they do anything, or are they just for looks?
Oh, they definitely do more than just look pretty. They're multi-purpose. First of all, they help the blue sea dragon with balance. Remember, this thing is floating upside down.
Right.
So those serrata help keep it stable and prevent it from tumbling over.
Yeah.
And they can also help with movement. They can use them kind of like tiny paddles to adjust its position or maybe even steer a little bit.
Okay, so they're like a built-in flotation device and rudder.
I like the way you think. But that's not all. Here's where things get really interesting. Those serratas are also a key part of the blue sea dragon's defense system.
Oh, this is where we get to the fierce dragon part.
You got it. But before we get into that, let's talk about its skin for a second. You know how I mentioned it was soft and almost see-through?
Yeah, it sounded super delicate, like something you'd have to handle with kid gloves.
That's a great way to put it. And that near transparency, that's another camouflage trick.
So on top of the bright blue that makes it disappear from below, it can also become almost invisible? That's amazing.
Right. It's like the light just passes right through it, making it even harder for predators to see. Nature is full of these amazing adaptations.
Okay, so we've talked about the blue, the sparkles, the see-through skin, the funky finger things on its back. What else? Oh, yeah, we got to talk more about this floating thing. You said it floats upside down, like on purpose.
Yeah, you got it. Completely on purpose. Unlike other sea creatures who are constantly swimming and using up tons of energy, the blue sea dragon just chills out, flips itself over, and floats along with the current.
So it's basically a little couch potato of the sea.
In a way, yes. But it actually has a really clever trick up its sleeve. Well, actually, in its stomach. To help it float, it has a special sac in its stomach filled with gas.
Hold on, it's got air in its belly.
Essentially, it works kind of like an internal life jacket.
So no need for swimming lessons for this little guy.
Nope, no swimming lessons required. Just kick back, relax, and let the ocean currents take you on an all-expenses-paid cruise.
Sign me up for that. So where exactly can you find these little floaty dragons? Is it just the Atlantic, or do they travel the world?
Well, their main home base is the Atlantic Ocean. But since they rely on those currents for transportation, they can end up in other parts of the world, too. It's a bit like a surprise vacation. You never know exactly where you'll end up.
I like that. They're like little accidental tourists.
You could say that. But to stay happy and healthy on those travels, the water needs to be just right.
Picky.
A little bit. They need warm, salty water. Not too cold and definitely not fresh water. That's crucial for their floating system to work properly.
So they're like Goldilocks, but with ocean water.
Exactly. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right.
Okay, so they're picky about their water temperature. What about food? What do these little dragons snack on? I mean, they're not munching on seaweed, are they?
Nope, seaweed is definitely not on the menu.
Yeah.
They have a taste for something a little more exotic, and this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. What's the blue sea dragon's favorite dish?
Prepare to be amazed. One of their favorite snacks is the Portuguese Man O War.
Hold up. You mean that thing that looks like a jellyfish and can give you a super painful sting? Like the thing that lifeguards are always warning people about.
You got it. The very same.
How is that even possible? That thing is like the ultimate no-touch zone in the ocean.
I know, right? It's mind-blowing. But the blue sea dragon has a secret weapon, or rather a secret superpower.
Okay, now you have to tell me. What is it?
It can actually eat the Portuguese Man O War without getting stung. And not only that, but it can then steal the stinging cells from the Man O War and use them for its own defense.
Wait. Back up a second. It eats the thing that stings, and then it steals the stingers? This is getting better and better?
Right. It's like something out of a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
The Portuguese Man O War has these special cells called nematocysts.
Nemata what?
Nematocysts. They're the things that actually do the stinging. And the blue sea dragon has this incredible ability to eat the Man O War, not get stung, and then store those stinging cells in its own body, specifically in those serrata.
So it's like, thanks for the snack and thanks for the weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a pretty genius survival strategy, if you ask me.
It's like recycling, but for self-defense. So it carefully picks its prey apart and then stores the stinging cells, like little weapons, in its serrata. Genius.
Exactly. And scientists are still trying to figure out exactly how they do it without getting stung themselves. It's like a mystery that they're working hard to solve.
Talk about a scientific brain teaser. So we've covered a lot. What about its life cycle? Does it start life as a tiny little dragon, or is there more to the story?
There is a bit more to the story. Like many creatures in the ocean, the blue sea dragon starts life as a tiny egg. But not just any egg. These eggs are laid in long, stringy things called egg ribbons.
Egg ribbons? Those sound kind of pretty.
They are. Imagine a long, delicate necklace made of hundreds of tiny eggs.
And these egg ribbons, they just float around in the water, too.
They do. They drift along with the currents, just like the adult dragons, providing some protection for the developing eggs inside.
Safety in numbers. And what happens when those eggs finally hatch?
Well, out pop tiny little larvae. And here's the thing, these baby blue sea dragons don't look anything like their parents at this stage. They're still floaty and drifty, but they don't have that classic dragon shape just yet.
Oh, so they're like the awkward teenager phase of the blue sea dragon world.
You could say that, but then they go through this amazing transformation called metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis
Yeah.
sounds intense.
It is. It's like a total makeover. Over time, they slowly develop into that recognizable blue sea dragon form with the serrata, the blue color, the whole 9 yards.
It's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, but underwater.
Exactly. A true underwater transformation. And speaking of transformations, how do these grown-up dragons find each other in this giant ocean to, keep the dragon legacy going?
Right, it's not like they can swipe right on a dating app.
Uh-huh. No dating apps for these guys. Instead, they rely on special scents and signals, almost like underwater perfumes.
So they're leaving little love notes in the water for each other.
Pretty much. It's a
Yeah.
very subtle form of communication that helps them find each other in the vastness of the ocean.
And is there a particular time of year when all this underwater romance happens?
Absolutely. The timing of their reproduction is usually linked to the ocean seasons. They want to make sure that when those little baby dragons hatch, the conditions are just right for them.
It's all about planning.
It is. Making sure there's plenty of food around and the water's warm enough. It's all about giving those little ones the best possible start in life. Now, remember that superpower we talked about? Stealing those stinging cells from their prey and using them as weapons.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's talk more about that.
It's honestly one of the coolest things about them. And those bright colors we talked about, well, those aren't just for camouflage. They're also a warning sign to any potential predators.
Like a big neon sign saying, "Don't mess with me."
Exactly.
Mhm.
Like, hey, I might look pretty and tasty, but I come with a built-in sting.
Don't judge a book by its cover or a dragon by its sparkles.
Precisely. And scientists are super interested in how they do all of this. How do they eat the Portuguese Man O War without getting stung? How do they store those stinging cells and use them later?
It's like a biological mystery they're trying to unravel.
You got it. And who knows, maybe by studying this little dragon, we can learn something new about venoms and toxins. Maybe even discover new medicines or treatments.
So the blue sea dragon, it's not just a pretty face. It could hold the key to some serious scientific breakthroughs.
Exactly. It's a perfect example of how we can learn so much from nature if we just pay attention.
Okay, so we know it uses its bright blue color to blend in with the sunlit water, but does it ever change color, like a chameleon?
Well, it doesn't have the same kind of rapid color-changing abilities as a chameleon, but its appearance can change a little bit depending on things like the amount of sunlight hitting it or the conditions of the water.
So slight variations, but no full-blown color makeovers.
Exactly. Now, I know we've talked a lot about how awesome this little creature is, but it's important to remember that it plays a vital role in the ocean ecosystem too.
Right. It's not all just fun and games and floating around.
Exactly. By eating jellyfish and other small creatures, the blue sea dragon helps keep those populations in check. It's like a tiny little gardener making sure that everything stays balanced in its little part of the ocean.
So no jellyfish overpopulation, thanks to our little buddy.
Right. And because of its role in the food web, its presence or absence can actually tell us a lot about the health of the ocean.
Wait, really? So these little guys are like tiny little indicators for ocean health.
They can be, yeah. If they start disappearing from places they used to be common, it could be a sign that something's not quite right in their environment.
Okay, so they're cute, they're cool, they're important for the ecosystem, and they can even help scientists monitor the ocean's health. Are there any downsides to these little guys?
Honestly, not really. They're not harmful to humans unless you try to pick them up and get a mouthful of those stolen stinging cells. But we've talked a lot about their floating lifestyle, so can it actually, move around on its own if it needs to?
I was wondering that too, like what if it needs to make a quick getaway or something?
Good question. Most of the time, they just drift along with the current.
Yeah.
Super energy efficient. But they can adjust their posture in the water and use their serrata to try and catch more sunlight.
So like miniature sails.
Kind of. It's a very subtle way of moving, but it works for them.
And are they loners or do they hang out in groups?
Well, they're mostly solitary creatures, doing their own thing, floating along. But sometimes they'll gather together in small groups.
Maybe it's like their version of a pool party.
Maybe. Scientists aren't entirely sure why they do this, but it could be for mating, or maybe they just bump into each other and decide to hang out for a while.
Makes sense. And you mentioned they can move quickly if they need to, even though they seem so chill.
Oh yeah, if danger is near, they can obviously dart around pretty quickly.
A little burst of dragon speed when they need it.
Exactly. But even with all those amazing adaptations, the blue sea dragon still faces threats out there.
So I was just going to ask you about that. What kind of dangers are lurking in the ocean for them?
Well, sadly, pollution is a big one. Things like plastic and chemicals in the ocean can be really harmful. Imagine trying to float around when you're tangled up in plastic.
That's awful. And what about climate change?
Climate change is a big concern too. Things like ocean warming and acidification can impact their habitat and the availability of their food. And of course, severe storms can be a real danger for these little surface dwellers.
So basically, anything that messes with the ocean messes with them too.
You got it. And it's not just about the blue sea dragon. It's about protecting the entire ocean ecosystem for all the incredible creatures that call it home.
Okay, preaching to the choir here. I'm all about ocean conservation. But I do have a question for you. A creature as unique and cool as the blue sea dragon. It has to have inspired some pretty interesting stories and myths over the years.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. It's not hard to see how this little creature, with its dragon-like shape and those brilliant colors, could capture people's imaginations.
I mean, I can imagine sailors in the old days seeing one of these and thinking they've stumbled upon some kind of magical sea creature.
For sure. And even today, the blue sea dragon continues to inspire artists, photographers, filmmakers, all sorts of creative people. You see it pop up in paintings, sculptures, even in movies and video games.
So it's a muse for the modern world, too. That's pretty cool.
It is. And it's a great way to get people of all ages interested in learning more about the ocean and the creatures that live there. I think the kids especially love the blue sea dragon. It's just so unique and visually appealing.
Totally. So for anyone out there who wants to see one of these dragons in real life, what's the best way to do that?
Well, if you live near the Atlantic Ocean or other areas where they're found, you might get lucky and spot one washed up on the beach.
Oh, like a treasure hunt.
Exactly. But remember, look, don't touch.
Right. No touching. We learned that lesson from the Portuguese Man O War story.
Exactly. But if you're interested in seeing them in their natural habitat, there are tours and excursions that focus on marine life, and you might get a glimpse of them while snorkeling or diving.
And what about the scientists who study them? How do they go about researching these elusive little creatures?
Scientists use a variety of methods. They might go scuba diving to observe them up close, use boats to survey larger areas, or deploy underwater cameras and even drones to get a different perspective.
Sounds high-tech.
It can be. And sometimes they even use information from satellites to track ocean conditions that might influence where the blue sea dragons are found.
Wow, so it's a mix of old-school exploration and cutting-edge technology.
Exactly. And here's something really cool. Citizen scientists can actually help with the research, too.
What does that mean, citizen scientists?
It means anyone, even if you're not a scientist, can contribute to real scientific research. There are projects and apps where people can report sightings of blue sea dragons, which helps researchers track their movements and learn more about their distribution.
So we can all be a part of the Blue Sea Dragon fan club.
Pretty much. And if you're not able to get out in the ocean yourself, there are tons of online resources you can check out too. Virtual field trips, educational websites, even documentaries and videos that can teach you all about this incredible creature.
Okay, so even if we can't all be marine biologists, we can still learn and appreciate these creatures from afar. Awesome. Now, last but not least, are there any big mysteries left to solve when it comes to the Blue Sea Dragon?
Oh, absolutely. There's still so much we don't know. For example, we still don't fully understand exactly how they process and store those stinging cells without harming themselves. It's a bit of a biological puzzle. And what they get up to in the deeper parts of the ocean is still a bit of a mystery.
So there's a whole underwater world left to explore.
You got it. And scientists are constantly making new discoveries, which is what makes studying the ocean so exciting.
Any recent surprises or discoveries that have come up?
Oh, yeah. As technology advances and as more and more people get involved in citizen science projects, we're learning more about these creatures all the time. And sometimes those discoveries lead to even more questions. It's a never-ending cycle of learning.
And that's the beauty of science, right? There's always something new to discover.
You got it. And who knows, maybe the next big discovery about the blue sea dragon will come from one of our listeners.
I love that. So everyone listening, keep your eyes peeled and your curiosity high. You never know what you might find out there.
Well said. And remember, the blue sea dragon is more than just a pretty face. It's a testament to the incredible diversity and ingenuity of life in the ocean, and it's a reminder that we need to protect our oceans and all the amazing creatures that live there.
Couldn't agree more. So, to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep sharing your passion for the ocean with everyone you know. Because the more we learn about the ocean and the creatures that live in it, the more we'll be inspired to protect it.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Saltwater Stories.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.